will expect higher return. Today they have invested, they don't know. You cannot manage your company properly, whole amount of money will go. So equity holders, they expect the highest. Then next is the debt holders expectation. But retained earnings is your own money. It doesn't have a cost. Cost is zero. True or not? Bhaskar, will you pay interest to yourself? You have got 1,000 rupees in your pocket. You are not paying interest to yourself. So that's why it has a zero cost. So that's why you first prefer retained earnings. Cost wise, if you are looking into, then you go for debt. Next, you go for equity. This is called pecking order theory. The order you are telling. Around the world, it is observed that the companies prefer the financing in this way only. First, they prefer retained earnings, they prefer debt, then they go for equity. Okay? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Then how do we expect the cost of capital? Cost of capital is the minimum rate of return expected by the investor. So remember, what we will be paying, it will be in future. But presently, what we will consider? What the investor is expecting. Suppose you are going to a bank. What kind of interest it is expecting? That is the cost of debt. Correct? What the return is expected by the equity holders, that's the cost of equity. Okay? So how do we define cost of debt? It is the interest cost divided by the total debt. This is the cost. But you know, you have got another component here. Interest is an expense, you know, but dividend is not an income, you know. Retained earnings or dividend, that is not an income, that is residual part of the profit. Sorry, that is not an expense. But interest is an expense. And interest is a pre-tax expense because after charging interest, you charge you pay the tax. Getting me or not?
Yes, sir.
So if your interest is high, tax will be low or high?
Tax will be low.
High, sir. Sorry, low, sir.
How? Tax will be low. So that means interest high means tax low. What does it mean? It means that interest has a tax advantage. If you take more debt, you get more advantage in terms of your tax. So that's why that component is considered here in the form of 1 minus t. So that is the cost of debt. Is it clear to you? No answer? Few more?
So what is the formula for cost of equity? D by?
That I'll tell. Don't worry. Why you hurry? Could you get what is cost of debt?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Interest amount divided by total debt. Don't worry for formula. Understand the basics and you will automatically, you can create your own formula. So interest amount divided by total debt because it has got a tax impact multiplied by 1 minus t. Okay. Then next is, we'll have to return earnings is zero. So we'll not determining return earnings cost. We'll determine the cost of the equity. So tell me what the equity holder is getting.
Dividend and capital efficiency.
Getting the dividend. So that expectation, you see previous dividend, that will explain what kind of expectation he has. And you see, when you are a shareholder, you are purchasing, we presume that you are purchasing shares from the market, not at par in the face value. Initially, when Reliance Industries were started in 1965, that time maybe your issue price would have been 10 rupees face value. It was a private company or it was a sole trader business. But whenever it was listed, maybe at 10 rupees you would have got the per share, you would have got a 10 rupees. But now, can you get it like that? How much will cost now? No answer?
It will cost more.
More, how much? You don't know the price of 900. It's around 255, 550. So, what is important to me? This 10 rupees or this 2550? Because I am considering today. So, I'll have to consider the market price, what I am investing today. Why you are so silent?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So, market price is important to me. So, for this market price, how much dividend I am getting, that will tell me what is the cost of equity. So, this is called this dividend by market price. It is called dividend yield. I think you know. Dividend yield. Whereas, what is dividend rate? When we consider against the whatever the face value of the share, we consider with the face value, it is called dividend rate. When you consider with the market value, it is dividend yield. Then you see, but do you think the equity holder is investing only for the your dividend? So what for they are investing? Capital appreciation also? Capital appreciation also. So what is that capital appreciation? You see, to the extent the company grows, that is your capital appreciation, which is coming from your retained earnings. So this component also I'll have to add up, which is the growth component. Okay. Got it or not? So cost of equity is dividend by market price of share plus growth of the company. Now next is, so usually you see, until Bhaskar, now let us not discuss this thing because I am finishing it in brief. Okay. So finish, understand the concept. Don't go to this analysis, what is written in the book, what is written in internet, forget it now. Understand the basic concept. So cost of equity. I am not asking any questions from this area. Why I am explaining, it is not in my portion also. This was left out by KK sir. I am covering it for your benefit because in an interview you may get questions from this area. Okay. Exam, don't, Bhaskar, again, don't worry for exam. My sincere advice to you, never worry for exam. Understand the concept for your future career and for your interview. Marks anyway you will secure, don't worry. Okay. Bhaskar, got it? So cost of equity is dividend by market price of share plus growth. Now you see that overall, you see three things we found out: cost of equity, cost of debt, and return earnings. Return earnings is zero. You got it. Now combining these two also, you can have a cost of capital, which is important because company will take decision. Many decisions they will have to take, taking the overall cost of capital into picture. So how do we find out? Let us presume one situation where I am written here. You see this thing. Equity is 6 lakh. Debt is 4 lakh. Cost of debt is 2%. Tax rate is 25%. Dividend paid is not rate. Dividend paid is 50 rupees. Okay, market price of share is 1000 rupees. Growth is 3%. So we are trying to find out the weighted average cost of capital or WACC. So what we are doing, first you find out the cost of debt. So you know we discussed just now interest percentage. You see here straight away I have given the percentage. Ideally it should be interest by total debt. So interest by total debt, let us put 12% into 1 minus 0.25, tax rate is 25%. How much it becomes? 9%. Got it or not? Cost of
Yes.
equity, 50 rupees I am paying as dividend, 1000 rupees is market price, 3% or 0.03, whatever you say, that is my growth rate. So this becomes 0.05, this becomes 0.03, 8% is my cost of equity. Okay. Then what I'll do, in order to find out the weighted average cost of capital, I will have to put the weight of cost of debt. How much is the weight? Total capital is 10 lakh, debt is 4 lakh. So 4 lakh divided by 10 lakh, that is the weight of your debt. 6 lakh divided by 10 lakh, that is the cost of your weight of your equity. Weight of equity, weight of debt. So how much it is? 4 by 10 multiplied by 0.09. 6 by 10 multiplied by 0.08. You add up, it is 8.4%. So W1 KD plus W2 KE. That becomes your weighted average cost of capital. So this is useful in many ways. In capital budgeting, you remember we have taken the discounting rate. You remember or not?
Yes, sir.
While calculating NPV, we have taken a discounting rate. That discounting rate is this weighted average cost of capital. Getting? Tell. No. You put it in pen and paper. You see, suppose you see, I'm giving an example. NPV through formula, you can straight away find out. No, don't do like that. Multiply to discounting rate, then you find out. If at all I am asking the question. Okay. Like that you do. Otherwise, you see, if you don't know the process, say, there is no meaning in studying this thing. Discounting rate, naturally, you will have to take from your present value table. Okay. Discounting rate, either I would have given you or you can take from present value table. But don't do like that. Straight away put the figures and at the rate NPV you put and find out in Excel. No, that is not the right way. Tell me anything more.
So
That
can
comes to
you
the, you
recording of
see,
this class?
recording.
Yes, sir.
I have recorded for the other section. I'll give you today. I have not recorded your class.
Okay, sir.
Come on, tell. Now how much time left? 7:30. Another 10 minutes before taking attendance. 5 minutes time. Let me ask you. We had a, for me, I am telling you, I had a tough task because classes were too less. I had to plan out everything. You see, Bhaskar is asking something, I am not answering him. Reason being, I cannot cover the things if I keep on deliberating elaborately. So that was a challenge for me. One. Number two, I could have given you projects, other things with enough time and maybe more quizzes we could have done for you.